young people and let them down at everything. Opposition shall always be opposition. We oppose and we'll continue to oppose anything as it comes. But look, what do you think of this? I want you to speak to this issue. What do you think? What's your opinion? Do you think students being marked by their teachers? I mean, most of us in Nigeria, in Ghana, some or most of African countries, in fact, indeed, most of educational systems now adopt some amount of continual assessment because the teachers are able and are well placed to basically tell your story, your academic story, than just a 2 hours sitting an exam, which letters combining to a T. I couldn't spell the T. I had to stand up from my desk, went, did something, came back. Before I could spell the word E. So you see, we can get to an exam of this can happen and we can go to we use that to judge the student's performance and their ability in life. I want to take your opinion. And by time check for our studios is exactly 15 minutes past 11. Ola, good morning.
A very good morning to you in the studio. Good morning, Frank, and a good morning to all our listeners from around the world. And let's say welcome again to the 10th of August 2021. It is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And this time around, as you know, we'll be taking you very close to Nigeria, to all the news happening back home, to all our viewers and listeners, because the beauty of technology is people can see us as we're speaking to them from different part of the globe. I say once again, welcome to Star Radio UK.
How are you doing this morning, yourself? How is the family?
Well, the family is doing very well, as you know. Everyone is on holiday, so that means activities in the house increases, and the responsibility from those teachers is now to the parents that have to deal with it on a daily basis. And again, it's just something that you have to manage, especially when you still have the young ones that have to wake up, whatever time they believe that is early in the morning, which is about 4 o'clock sometimes or 5 in the morning, and then demanding that they need something to be drinking upstairs or downstairs. Well, again, we can only give thanks, which is the most important thing. But I'm here again, doing what we do best, telling our viewers exactly what is happening from different part of the globe. And I say good morning to you once again, to those of you that have joined us from different part of the globe, and those that have joined us from the different platform that we are streaming from as well. I say good morning and welcome to Star Radio UK.
Yeah, and before we even put the ball rolling, what's your reaction on these exams?
Well, exams. As I was watching, a movie, which I've been enjoying on Netflix. The Queen of the South. I'm not sure whether you've had opportunity to watch those kind of films. These are, and I could say during the exam on one of the series of that film where papers were being moved from one end to the other. That means somebody is trying to cheat during the exam period. I mean, I was also we've seen issues when it comes to exams. I mean, it seems we've taken exams as it has to be done as an exam. Sometimes we just maybe have to look at the capability of individuals and ask whether they're capable of doing those exams, or looking at assessment, which I guess United Kingdom use quite a lot. I mean, UK tends to use assessment when it comes to exams to decide some of the results. But in Africa, you must have to know maths, you must have to know English, you must have to know those things that sometimes will not give you the background to the history of Africa itself, because most African countries have actually thrown away their history. Rather, we're more focusing on learning French and other languages.
Yeah. Olaime, I might have to say some. I don't know if you heard me earlier on. I made, let me reiterate a little bit. I made a bit of clarification with some issues this morning. We've had several messages coming to the studio, and I have had to actually put one number out there. A gentleman in the US, I've had to put his number out there, and I've made it clear that look, on the issue of Nigeria, whether it is to do with the Yoruba issue, whether it's to do with the Biafran issue or whatever, I mean, and even apart from Nigeria, whoever has a contrary opinion, our platforms are open to them. And indeed, we do open the phone lines during discussion, being Nigeria voices or not. We do not side with one side. We're not doing that. But what we're doing is that we will avail our platform to those who want to speak to the public. And therefore, those listening to us, whatever line says, if you have contrary and you have reports, please call in either through the program or after the program to submit your contract. Because if people are being killed and you think that no, Nigeria is urban and therefore whatever we said is untrue, we open the phone line, we open the platform for you to be able to present alternative facts. And we guarantee and we promise you we'll put them out there after verifying safe. Olami, what is happening?
Well, like you said, quite a lot happening in Nigeria on a daily basis. But we've got to also remember that this is a country that doesn't allow freedom of speech and doesn't allow a lot of. He's refusing to resign, and his fate will be decided, sometime later on today. So that is going on in Abuja. Yesterday, likewise, I'm not sure why, but the Secretariat Office of the APC, which is the National Broadcasting, the present government party APC was also on a kind of a lockdown. We are not sure why, but there was quite a lot of All Progressive People's Congress was also with a lot of police activities. But like I said, we are not too sure what was the reason behind that. There's a lot of tension, especially as you can tell that the 2023 election is coming up. There's a tension in the country. There's a demand for referendum. There's a demand for restructuring. So there's quite a lot of demand from different groups of people, just as the political parties are going through their own, pressure as well. Either from the internal party or those members as well of each of these political parties. So that is also something that we're going to be looking at as well. Nigeria 2020 internal generated revenue, the top 10 states. You would expect that these again is quite a lot of reason why so many people are asking what is the essence of having 36 states, and some of those states are not even producing anything at all. So the National Bureau of Statistics have come up with some of those 10 states that internal generated revenue. As you can tell, Lagos is topping it up with Rivers behind. The Federal Capital Territory is also on number 3. Delta is number 4, and Kaduna is below Ogun State, Oyo, Kano, then Akwa Ibom and Anambra. Out of the first 10, you can hardly find maybe one from Kaduna, but majority of it are from the south and the southeast as well. And again, when you look at when the southern governors came up and say 3% allocation when it comes to something being derived from their area, they need to increase that. But we see whether the federal government will align to that. There's a particular story that went last week of a young girl that eventually is still a court case as we speak right now. She's a suspect. Court remand the suspect killer of a Super TV CEO. What is the story about it? The Chief Magistrate Court in Yaba in Lagos yesterday remanded Miss Chidinma Adora Ojoko, the suspected killer of the Chief Executive Officer of a Super TV, Mr. Usofo Ataga, pending legal advice. Chidinma, a 300-level student of Mass Communication Department of University of Lagos, was remanded alongside one Adedayo Quadri for the first 30 days. Magistrate Adiola Adedayo, Mrs., remanded her for 30 days pending legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP of Lagos State. Chidinma, a 21 years, mass communication 300 level of University of Lagos, was alleged to have murdered Atage in a service apartment in Lagos area of Lekki. The defendants were remanded following an application made by the prosecution counsel. So this was something that quite a lot of Nigerians, when the story popped up, I think it was last month when the death of this CEO came up, and eventually this young girl was brought up. A lot of people would ask, what could have led to that? But again, it's still a legal matter, so we'll have to wait. The case has now been adjourned to September the 5th, 2021, for remand, review, and the DPP legal advice. Chidinma was arrested by the police on June 23rd, 2021. She had been in a romantic relationship with a 50-year-old Ataga for about 4 months before the incident. We'll find out more by the time these, all legal cases come back to the court hearing. But again,
has she got a legal representative?
oh yes, she's got a legal representative. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I mean, because that is something now, because we know some of this is killing in, relationships and other. A lot could have happened. We asked people like it's a legal matter, but once it's got.
Yeah, I mean, what we can only say is, according to when she was, interviewed, she did say, this was, influence to add drugs and smoking, that must have led. But quite a lot, happened in that service apartment that led to the death of, of these 50-year-old, Super TV CEO as well. And you could tell, the family of that and also the family of this young girl. But again, we'll wait till what will be the next court case as well.
Okay.
Let's touch on some of the other headlines as well. Let's go into the politics of Nigeria. Quite a lot when it comes to politics. This morning, I was reviewing again the Nigerian 1999 Constitution, where quite a lot of people have made so much complaint about. While I was watching one of the former senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, criticizing the government for attacking, Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, and likewise why so many Yorubas and the Biafra are demanding a total exit from Nigeria as well. Sanwo-Olu sustained APC winning habit. That is coming, from the headline on politics between Dari and DeLong beyond the Olympic politics. We remember that DeLong was also one former minister of sport until he was out. Then the new one came in, who is Mr. Sunday Dari, and we saw the whole saga that took place at the Olympic. According to what we have here, while weighing in one spot between the Minister of Youth and Sport, Mr. Sunday Dari, and one of his predecessors, Solomon Dalong, over the participation of the Team Nigeria at the just concluded Tokyo Olympic, conclude that the issues might not all about sport alone, but about politics. Why is everything about politics? Well, politics is part of Nigeria. Politics is every day across the globe. The minister, Sunday Dari, was lately in the eye of the storm, obviously, for the Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. He had assumed duty as a minister on the back of an illustrious journalism career, a media entrepreneur, a broadcaster, author, public relation manager, and as a public to Oman managerial skills, provide multi-level perspective and a knowledge of social good enough to exemplify a barrier. But Dari career on which background adding the reason why so many people ask, do we get people that are more capable, when it comes to a position, or again, do we just pat them, because somebody knows somebody And again, you could see why there was quite a lot of disarray, where even Puma decided to pull out from the 4-year contract with Nigeria. One of the critics that especially caught the attention was also his immediate predecessor, Mr. Solomon Dalong. He was angry that the minister dissolved federation ahead of the games and that the preparation were not also responsibility. And you could see that when it comes to Africa, there's just so much, that you can think of that sometimes, and that's the reason why a lot of people are not even understanding why we are where we are today. We take one from the business and then we come back straight to you in the studio. If you're just joining us again, this is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and we'll continue with the update as well. Combating rejection of Nigerian goods. When you are from Nigeria and you are doing business in Europe, the tendency of those goods going through certification, approval, at some point, before the United Kingdom, has now exit EU, our beans is not allowed into the UK. I'm not sure what will be the new arrangement, but if you're taking that to Germany, I'm not talking about you as an individual that just went back home for 2 weeks and you're making your way back to Germany, or you're making your way back to any of the other countries within the European country with a little bit of bag of beans. We are talking about a business here that wants to export those beans to sell. Again, is not allowed. And some of that is because there's no kind of traceability. We've talked about this so many times on Star Radio UK, especially with some of our guests. When I was in Nigeria, I can remember we spoke to Captain John, somebody expert in the field of agriculture. But what is this all about when it comes to combating the rejection of Nigerian goods? According to Gilbert, I like the Standard Organization of Nigeria standardization strategy to combat the rejection of Nigerian goods in the United States and the European Union, following the National Administration for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) outcry over the rejection of Nigerian products by United States and the European Union (EU). The need to prioritize development of standards cannot be overemphasized. Over the years, Nigerian products have continued to face rejection at the global market on account of non-conformity to global best practice. Hence, the urgent need to maximize the Nigerian national standard strategy. I've been to Nigeria. I've seen that, if you're buying something in Nigeria, you cannot trace it back to wherever, that product is coming from. And especially when it comes to food intake, where European and America does not take any chances of what this product could affect, on their citizen in terms of the health implication of it. But in Nigeria, as long as you have something to eat, you bother less wherever it's coming from.
Wow, wow. That's a concern that we all must focus on because what we consume inside is very, very important. Olami, there's one story about the Asaba Mona in shutdown with LG over unpaid stipend. What is? Can you give us a little bit more on that?
Yes, we'll look into that as well. Once again, if you still join us, it is Star Radio UK. It's coming up to 11:32 a.m. It is the 10th of August 2021. Asaba Monarch in the information we have here. The Asagba of Asaba, Obichike Odozien, has announced the immediate suspension of all ties between the people of Asaba Traditional Kingdom and the authority of Oshime South Local Government Area with jurisdiction falls within Asaba, the Delta State capital. The Asaba monarch also announced the immediate repossession of all property, including commercial facilities and buildings belonging collectively to Asaba community, but which are currently being managed or held in trust by Oshime South Local Government Council. If you understand, most of the traditional rulers in Nigeria are under the local government, and that means local government tends to manage our traditional rulers.
Wow, because once we transition to democracy and accepted democracy, the local government system takes precedence over the traditional system. Yes, they do have to work hand in hand because they all have rules to play. But the democracy arm of the constitution supersedes any other bylaws that will or might be existing or might have been enacted by the local authority, by the traditional authority.
And just before you go further, and why this was coming up was, according to the secretary to the Palace of Asagba of Asaba, Chief Patrick Indele, stated that the decision to put in hold existing social and economic relation with the local government council was a last resort action prompted by a refusal of the council to release to the traditional ruler council headed by Asagba of Asaba of the 5% monthly allocation from the federation account for more than 2 years. As you can see, money is involved here.
I think they should proceed to court on that because at the end of the day, if we have a planning or the law makes it clear that 5% of what is allocated should be given to the traditional because they also have rules to play. And for 2 years that has not happened. I think the traditional authorities should proceed to court. I think that's what needs to be done. They should proceed to court to seek their share for the child.
Yes, you're quite right. According to member of the Council of the Chief, Professor Efefene Azenge, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, insisted that the issue before the court was about the staff of office and due recognition given by the state government to another traditional ruler in the locality, saying that the issue of non-remittance of the said stipend had absolutely no litigation string attached.
So basically what we're looking at that the government is trying to use their power to organize another chief in the area. I mean, so let's come to this IPOP. There's something doing with it, IPOP camp. They made an announcement 2 weeks ago that they were going to go on what they call a sit-down strike. They weren't going to work and all those things. And then 24 hours later, another counter from one of the leadership of the group saying that look, we're pressing ahead with our sit-down strike. It's in that house is a little divided. What is up?
Well, you're quite right. When you look at, since Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped from Kenya by the Nigerian government, for almost some days now or weeks, quite a lot is, might sometimes, have impact on kind of any different organization of sort. Remember, he's the leader of the IPOP, and that means, being taken away. Yes, they have, other members and they have their mode of oppression, if you might want to put it that way. And I've been following them, since Nnamdi Kanu and prior to that as well. But yes, on the 8th of August, IPOP suspend sit down at home was the headline that popped up, and the reason for that was IPOP, schedule that was meant to commence yesterday because of the National Examination Council that was coming up for the junior secondary school, which again you would have expected that it is very well okay to allow students to participate because if there's a total shutdown, vehicular movement is not moving in the state, then how do you get the student to the school and the teachers as well? That was issued, and in just about a few hours, there was still, other people that says that will go ahead as planned. The pro Biafra group had, prepared because of the, arrest. The kidnap of Nnamdi Kanu still with the DSS, and they've, said that this will go ahead every Monday from yesterday. It went ahead as planned yesterday, so that means that whoever gave the postponement must have either not discussed it properly with the other members of the group, or like you say, could there be an internal kind of wrangling within the group as well? This will definitely happen in any organization, but like I said, that sit down at home eventually took effect, and I could see that effect with some of the videos, the images that we saw in the Southeast, that not only sit down at home, even the bankers and the banks were shut down as well.
Wow, the bankers and the banks shut down as well. That the banks that are operating within that area.
Well, within all the Southeast, it's not just one particular area within Southeast. So that also shows that the power that the Biafra can send a signal. Because the question then is that I was just looking at that in one of the posts on Facebook. Who is in charge? Is the governor in charge or the Biafra? Because the governor says we go ahead, with the normal schedule, but the Biafra says sit down at home, and the Biafrans sat down at home. You would expect maybe the shop workers alone, but like I said, even private sector have to shut down.
Okay, now let's look into that a bit before I come to your final submission. Now, are they doing it in support of what IPOP is demanding, or is shutdown at a play that if they do not shut down some of these, it will suffer attack? Some of the customers will say, okay, when we needed you, were not there. So, are they doing it to support the Biafrans?
Oh yeah, we're talking about this private sector. Well, I mean, the private sector would definitely not support. But like I say, if your workers are having it at the back of their mind that maybe they might be attacked, then there will have to be an internal memo within the banks to allow their staff not to come to the bank. Or if there's a situation where the vehicular movement is not there, remember, it's not like United Kingdom where the London mayor controls the TFL. That means I cannot say the Yoruba should not go out and then we lock down the whole transport system. That is not in the hands in Nigeria. Businesses like that is in the hands of individuals. So it's a kind of a mixed bag. But again, yes, we might have some of the bankers, some of those private sector in support, but might not say it out. But when it comes to the generalization of it, I won't be saying that they are supporting the sit down at home, especially on a Monday morning. And this is going to continue every Monday, so we'll have to see how this is going to play out. We're talking about economic loss because for every working day of a business shutting down completely is also a big loss. Yes.
We're going to be taking updates from Uganda live on the morning show as well. So we are assuring you, Voice of Teso, thank you for actually carrying this morning show live. And very shortly, we will bring you feeds from Uganda live. And those in Liberia, we look forward to it pretty shortly. Olami, before you.
Yes, it's all about what is trending on Twitter this morning as we are just winding down. Ilana Omodua on Twitter. Holding a Nigerian passport means you are a suspect and don't deserve international respect in any airport. I witnessed that on my way back when we had our mission, Star Radio UK in Nigeria. I won't mention the name of the airport, but you could tell that having a Nigerian passport or having an international passport will sometimes mean that you are labeled as a suspect without any conviction as well. So I'm sure so many Nigerians must have witnessed that as well. Let's talk about other news that is trending as well. Biafra is trending this morning. IPOB is trending. Again, Buhari is number 3. So that means that, they reversed this morning. When you talk about, what is trending, the president of the country will continue to trend for so many reasons. Again, according to this, news headline, Buhari calls the UK police on Nigerian protesters that have laid siege 14 days at the embassy. I mean, it seems the embassy continue to request the police for diplomatic support, especially those that are also protesting right there. According to also at Niger Best, Buhari has the unique ability of being able to identify the most incompetent candidate of the minister, and that's the minister for sport. Again, we saw that the reason why Biafra is trending is the sit down at home, and likewise, according to Stephen Ank, at Steve underscore Ank, in the city of Inewi, the streets are deserted after the indigenous people of Biafra called for a sit down at home protest. The IPOP is protesting of what Nigeria is, especially also as the #1 capital poverty of the world, #3 global terrorism index in the world. It is Star Radio UK, and this is where we draw the curtain. 11:45. 10th of August 2021. Remember to download our apps on iOS and Android where you can get the best out of us. But don't go anywhere, and you still have Frank there that will take you through the remaining segment of today's program.
Allow me, I'd like to say, Bibi, thank you for a wonderful job again that we spent behind the scenes. Thank you very much and have a blessed afternoon.
Bye for now.
Right, listeners, I also like to bring you updates live from Nigeria. The headlines are
Well, thank you very much. We will be watching. We'll be back again same time. Bye for now.
2257 or 0208133258. Our WhatsApp line is +44 75396617744, or you can reach us at our Twitter handle at Star Radio. Our